I love it. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's me who's not ready? Okay. Y'all should be used to this now, but I do, like, when I get here, I do perform. So you can't be
No, I say you perform, you know what I'm saying? You can do your thing.
I mean, I'm the same way. I'm like,
right.
I'm like, right here.
Hi. While I get ready, let's just go ahead and start the show. You guys are going to love meeting Naaemah, and you guys are going to love her company, Aligned AF. Hey everyone, welcome to Entrepreneurish. I am here with Naaemah. My name's Ellie, by the way. You should know that by now. Like, I know you've seen all my other episodes, but we are here with Naaemah, and we're gonna be talking about a lot of great stuff. You guys know I'm manifestation, affirmation, like queen, but this is the queen. Like, she lives off of this, and she's just gonna tell you all about her business, and we're gonna talk about how she got started. It's gonna be a good day. So
Yeah.
say hi, let everybody know.
Everyone. I'm Naaemah Jade. I am a manifestation and mindset coach. So a big part of it is this is like really my mission. It's not like a woo-woo kind of thing. Mm-hmm. A lot of people think like, oh my God, like another manifestation is such a buzzword.
Exactly.
But like literally my mission on earth is to make sure that people live full, fulfilled lives, like full of passion. Because so many people are walking around here looking like zombies, really. I mean,
True.
Well, they have a nice mask on. But yeah, so.
We all been there. I was just saying, like, even though this is a shift in my life, this is the happiest I've ever been. And it's because I feel like I'm living in my purpose. And I love that you get people to get there. Like, first, I want to talk about, because we talked personally about how you even got started to get here. I really want to, like, talk about that, because she wasn't always like this. And then now you are, like, flourishing in this spot that you really didn't even want to be in the first place. So, like, let's talk about that. Let's talk about your journey.
Yeah, so I always tell people I started writing a journal when I was 6. Mm-hmm. And so I go back and look at those journals sometimes. Some of them I would make with like paper and staple them on the end. It's so funny.
Oh, cute.
No, for real.
Make your own journal.
When I go back and look at the theme throughout those journals, it's always like helping people. Like I wanted to help from a little girl, right? But then the world comes and
make you a little jaded.
Does all this little stuff. And you like help people, but also like helping people if you're not a doctor or you're not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, therapist. Like, what does that mean? What does that look like?
Right.
So, and money. Because baby,
you like how do I sell this?
Right. Like, I'm trying to get to the coin
of this whole entire show.
Right.
We need the money.
We need the money. So when I go back and look at it, I would be like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this thing, but I would run from it every time. And so, like I told you, I've had all the businesses.
Yeah.
I've owned, and all the jobs.
Yeah.
So I've been everything from a banker to a bookseller, from a daycare owner to a travel company owner. Like, I've done all the things, but I've just been running from it. All the while, I've been helping people manifest. Yeah. Because my mom thought I was weird. Like, probably around between 12-ish, I was like, what are we here for?
You was asking the real questions. You weren't asking no 12.
Girl, like, but I was for real. Like, I was looking around like, girl, what is this?
This can't be it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I really was just trying to figure it out. And I remember watching like PBS. It was this guy named Wayne Dyer. And
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, he's passed now, but he literally was explaining energy, and I remember being in my room, literally like trying to feel the energy. I remember it like, if you hold this, you feel the energy, if you hold that. And so it just really like got to me. And so as I got older, I would help my friends like pay attention to their energy, learn how to manifest different things on their end. And they would be like, damn, this really works. So, it went like that until... Do you want me to talk about it?
I mean, no, I do. I want them to understand, like, the moment that changed her life is crazy.
Yeah. So first, carrying on, went through the whole process, did the whole you know, have a baby, graduate college, try to get a job. Okay, I hate working. I can't work. I got ADHD.
I feel you, girl. I can't stay on my subject long.
It don't work. And so I remember the last 2 real jobs I had was a social worker and a banker. And I would get all the clients and make the money. Couldn't be there on time. Anyway, I say all this to say, like, this is what
She's
turned
like, this
me.
is her process.
This is
So
what
if you
turned
see
me.
yourself in this, you can still be fantastic.
No,
Like, that's the
definitely.
point.
The thing about it is, like, a lot of times people are entrepreneurs not because they even want to be, because I never was like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. Like, entrepreneurship wasn't this rock star thing it was back then that it is right now. I couldn't work. Like, it was just like, it felt like craziness. Anyway, fast forward to having my own businesses and making money. And I was okay. Like, I had Airbnbs, I had a tour company, I had a tax company, a travel company. I had all these things that made really, really good money. But I kept hearing these messages like, this ain't it. And so I ignored it. And then I would fake do stuff. Like, I would help people.
And be like, all right, I'm not doing that.
Like, I'm kind of doing it a little bit. And then I started hearing, like, messages. I would be, like, right now, if we were sitting next to each other and we were silent, I could feel what you were feeling. I could, like, and I would be like, what the fuck is this? And it would make me, like, really uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you would just feel everybody's spirits and everything.
And people even say, now somebody said this to me the other day, she was like, sometimes you answer me and I didn't say it out loud. And I'm like, It still spooks me, to be honest. People think that I'm like, I want to be all these things. And I'm like,
you're like, I'm sorry. This is supposed to happen and I'm hearing this word. But like, you about it.
Yeah, but when I think about it, all these things were the build up for what I'm doing, you know? And so, still fighting it, got sick 2020. I was in Antigua, beautiful island. That's where my father's from. 7-day vacation with my boo. Literally about the second day I got sick and ended up in the hospital. I was spitting up black stuff. I could barely lift my head up. Like, it was just really like, what is going on?
Right.
Went to the hospital, laying in the bed, like kind of in and out of like awakened sleep, you know, that like, and I could hear my dad's voice saying, if you're not gonna do what you came here to do, we could just bring you home.
Ooh.
Girl.
And that's a wake up. That's a wait a minute. I want a little more time, please.
Like, bruh, really? What's up? And so, after that, I came home and I was sick for about 7 months. I found out it was mold poisoning, and I was sick. But I used all the tools that I've learned over the years, manifesting wise, to get myself well. Because the doctors at first couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Like, I had all my levels were all off. It was just, I could barely do anything, and they couldn't figure it out. I used different meditation techniques and just all different kind of stuff to just get myself better. And then I did a YouTube. And I was like, y'all, this is what happened to me. Like, I'm doing what my daddy told me to do.
Right.
Spreading a message. Like, and then I did nothing. That was it. Just cut it off. And I started doing other businesses again and making money in other ways. And I was just like, it's a line dance stuff, whatever. I had kind of started the company. You know?
Right, like in your head.
Right. Well, no, I told people about it at this point, but I wasn't still moving on it.
Okay.
You know. So after that, life got really crazy for me. And I was moving fast, you know what I'm saying? But I was really, really uncomfortable. And I was doing everything, and I had a best friend ghost me. I was getting sued for $80,000. I had an $8,000. It was either, I always get it mixed up, $6,000 or $8,000 business mistake, but whatever.
Too much
money. I messed up somebody, gave somebody the wrong taxes. It was just horrible. And Samantha still won't give me that money back, and she knew it wasn't hers. But anyway, but see, that's entrepreneurship. That's a part of it.
And lose some money. That's part of it.
Definitely. And so one of my best friend's sons got killed. And it was just like a lot. Yeah, and I always tell people, when your life starts to just do like a lot of stuff, it's best to pause. It's best to chill. But most of the time what we do is we just keep running. Keep running. And I literally ran, took a jog, around the neighborhood, like literally. Because I was like, oh, I'm just so anxious. I just got to get this off of me. Like, so I'm running on the way back, my neighborhood bar. And I was like, let me just stop and get a drink, you know? That'll really take all the edge off. You know what I'm saying? Went in the bar, probably I was in there about 9 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, I don't remember anything. Somebody had put something in my drink. And thank God somebody saw me in there, and I was one of those people that I knew.
She knew somebody in that place, like that's
right.
Crazy.
That was my neighborhood bar. Like they knew me. Yeah. Like when I walked in, they'd be like, "What's up?" And so they took me home, but in the midst, I fell, I fainted, and I knocked out my 3 front teeth.
God.
The next morning, when I woke up, I was supposed to go to the funeral. I went. Thank God it was mass season.
No teeth go to the
like
funeral.
Literally. And it was like,
this is a real.
Yeah, it was cut in the middle so you could see my nerves. So it was even painful.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was having a nervous breakdown. Like I remember calling my mom and my hands shaking and just being like, what am I supposed to do? Like I was just screaming. Like even right now I could feel the energy of that moment. And I really didn't know what to do and how I had gotten there. You know, and
you feel like you're just living your life, you're doing the best you can, and then you're like, why does this keep happening to me? Why I keep ending up in these spaces and places? Yeah.
But I always tell people, like, I'm very, you know, after I got out of that shock of everything that happens, and I went back to the things that I know are true in life, like, God is really here for us, right?
True.
And so I'm not a big religious person, right? But I'm very spiritual. Like, I feel like it's arrogant if we feel like we're just here, like, right?
I feel you.
But I kept getting those knocks. Like, God was like, hey, sis. Like, hey, sis. Hey. And I was just like, I'm not listening. And so he had to literally, like,
knock you out
for me to really listen. And so I definitely listened. That was the last time I had to be told about what to do.
To listen.
Yeah, and I heard at that moment, like, you didn't listen. It was like I was sitting down. I remember sitting on the couch, and it also messed up my pancreas because whatever they put in my drink. Yes, I was I was in pain all the way around.
Oh my God.
And I remember sitting there, and I remember thinking, like, whoa, like, how did this happen? And what do I need to do? So I just started writing an ebook for myself. I still have never released it. It was Manifest Yourself Out of a Rut. It's crazy, because did I listen?
I was about to say no. Sort of.
But it was...
That's your bestseller, sis. Like,
it transformed into some other stuff, though. But it was called 7 Ways to Manifest Yourself Out of a Rut. And I literally started doing all the things. I started, like, really sitting in how I was feeling. I started observing myself instead of just being, like, in it and just trying to figure out what was going on. And it literally, like, my life changed. I started helping other people more. I started putting out programs. I started doing meditations with people. And I saw other people around me lives change. My health got better. Shoot, everything got better after that. Oh, and I forgot my relationship was shit then too. We was unhappy. But the relationship,
it's better too, because you healed now. Like, it's not so much.
No, it's the thing about it is, like, sometimes people think manifestation is just about money, or it's just about, it's really about aligning yourself with your higher self. So that you can, no, definitely, so that you can live the life that you were supposed to live in whatever way that is. Money, relationships, your kid, whatever, your health, everything. So, you know.
So tell me about how you got the I Am the Magic idea.
Okay, so this is trademark.
I was about to say, please check out. She has merch like crazy, y'all. Like, we're gonna talk about let's do some promos.
So I'm literally like, it's crazy because I remember telling people, like, it's, especially in business, right? Like, it's so many, like, for instance, you, a bunch of people do podcasts, right? But this podcast is going to be what it is because you're magic.
I'm doing it, yes.
Right. And I saw people were were almost feeling like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I really wanted them to recognize the magic within themselves. And I think when people realize and they understand like who they are, where they came from, and exactly what they have inside before the world told you, nah, sis, that ain't you. You know, they can get back to that. It changes everything. So I wanted to put that and have people reminded of who they are. So I got it on everything from coffee cups, sweatshirts, pins, everything. So yeah.
Okay, so I know you guys are curious on like how she's done all of this. She has programs, so I want you to tell them about what you have coming up and what you're excited about, because you were telling me about it.
Yeah, so I want for people to, well, let me say this first, right? I think a part of this, because I have ADHD, I don't want to say have.
Well, you know, because your mind runs faster than most. Let's just say that.
ADHD, we have a little, I sometimes think it's a superpower, actually. So I'm not even like
mad about it.
Yeah, my brain doesn't work the same as other people. But because of that, I'm a lazy manifester. Like, I don't go into all that hard work. Like,
I love that. You be like, I said it once, it's done.
Yeah, like, I mean, and then not only that, like, sometimes people give you, like, so many moving parts that you have to do. And, I mean, I have steps for sure. But, like, it's steps that you can do that are practical, that you can do every day instead of it being just like, oh God, we have to do this whole big thing. So one of the things that I started that, like I said, I kept a journal from the time I was 6. So I started I Am the Magic Manifestation Journal. And this came from me using it for myself. So I manifested with this specific technique, everything from my boyfriend to I wanted to move to an expensive neighborhood so my son could go to school, to me starting the Airbnb company and it becoming profitable. I have it all in my book. So in the beginning, you can see actual journal entries. And what people have to remember is the journal entries came before the pictures. But sometimes when you look at it, you think I wrote it and just put a picture.
You're like, I wrote this and waited some time and then here's a picture. Then wow.
So like even my boyfriend, when he read what I wrote about him, he was like a little bit like, nuh-uh, you lying. Because it was so specific to what he does.
Wow.
Like even to the point where I don't understand why I wrote that I wanted to argue with a man. Let me tell you, because I was tired of I had a bunch of yes men around me at the time.
Like, no, okay, I want somebody to go
like, come on, give me a little.
Right.
And me and this man, yeah. I mean, not even in a bad way all the way. Like, I like the fact that he is extremely, and he makes me think on another level. And sometimes I can help him do the same.
Yeah, exactly. That's the purpose.
So yeah, I always tell people, be careful with your manifesting. That's really important because you can ask for specific things and that ain't really what you want. So
so I know we're supposed to, I don't know if we have time to do a whole journal session together, but I need a prompt to send everybody away. I'm gonna do mine, show them how it works in my life.
Okay.
What's a journal prompt that really?
So it's a little different. Scripting is a little different, and I'll explain a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
Please help me, because I want to know the differences.
Yeah.
I just write.
So it's not just writing, right? And I tell people it's not venting. You are not complaining. You're actually writing. You're scripting out your life almost as though it's a movie. Right?
Okay.
So one, you want to set the stage. You want to be, I always tell people, you can't get to abundance from lack. You can't get to divine health from just disease, right? So what you want to do is you want to find something inside of yourself that has a little abundance. Like, where can you feel abundance somewhere in your life, right? And you want to make sure that you cultivate that feeling. So that's like setting the stage. Like, let's say you want to manifest money, right? And so you're going to set the stage with that. Next, you're going to write. This is where the writing part comes in. You are going to write it as though it's already happened. But while you're writing it as though it's already happened, you're going to be very detailed. So if you read my journal right now, you would just think everything had already happened because of how I'm writing it. I'm not like, I want this. I'm like, girl, I woke up today. It was such a beautiful day.
I got $1,000 deposited.
Yeah, but where was it? Where did it deposit? Like, you're very specific, right? Like, almost like you're talking to your homegirl. Like, you called your homegirl like, girl, I got $1,000, right? Because the next step is feeling it. It's one thing to write it. If you don't have any feelings with it, there's no frequency going out. There's no vibrations. There's nothing that's attracting the thing that you want. So you really want to feel that thing inside of you while you're writing it, right?
Okay.
And then the next step of it is to surrender.
Ooh.
Child, that's the hard part.
I was about to say.
Because you like, I want it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But just imagine, I always have people imagine, let's say you loan somebody some money, right? Or no, you're going to tell them, I got you, sis. I got you on Friday. But every day they like, you got me? Do you have it?
Oh, yeah. And
How annoying is that? You're like, girl, I don't got you.
I really don't have it no more.
So it's the same way. Like, you should, and once you believe and you know that
it's coming Friday, you
chill, let it go.
Friday.
And I always tell people the big part of doing that is being in a state of gratitude, you know. And then the last part is some other things too.
I was about to say, don't give all the secrets.
Yeah, get the journal. But the last step is always to celebrate. Because you want to make sure you stay on that momentum. You know, you want to make sure you keep winning. And a lot of people allow things to happen and then they just keep it moving. Yes. No, celebrate that thing. Feel it in you so that energy expands.
How long do you celebrate though? Because I know for me, if I celebrate, I'm like, nah, I'm taking a whole week off. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm celebrating this whole time. Like, don't come see me for 7 days.
So the thing about it is, I always say it's for your spirit. Like, take a time to really listen. Is this what I need to do? Do you need that time to celebrate? Some people are really good at working in short spurts and then celebrating. Short spurts, and then some people have to work in long spurts and then celebrate. Yeah, so it just depends on the person. That's like a part of inspired action. Like, you know, really listen for those messages while you meditate.
Yeah. Yes, that's the other thing. Okay. So, what are your socials? How can people find you? How can people get this fantastic journal?
So I am AlignedAF.co on Instagram. I'm Naaemah Jade on Instagram. I always say follow your own discretion on my personal page. Spicy over there. And then AlignedAF.co to get any of the items.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, Naaemah, for being on the show. This has been Ellie with Entrepreneurs, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye. All right, we gotta do the other one.